It's May 1st, 2007, an ordinary day, or perhaps not. During a solemn mass, something inexplicable happened, a phenomenon that made everyone present hold their breath. A sign that could forever change the way you see Our Lady of Guadalupe. But what really happened? And why is this event still being talked about around the world? Stay with us until the end. What you'll discover will leave you speechless. Today we're not just talking about a sacred image, but a living miracle, a tilma that challenges science and a devotion that has transformed millions of hearts. Get ready for a journey into faith, mystery, and the divine light of the Virgin of Guadalupe. And beware, what happened on that day in 2007 might be a message for you. Let's go back to 1531 on Tepeyac Hill, north of Mexico City. A humble indigenous peasant, Juan Diego, walks on a cold December morning. Suddenly, a heavenly melody fills the air. A young woman, wrapped in a starry mantle, appears before him. "I am the perfect Virgin Holy Mary, Mother of the true God," she says. Her voice is sweet yet powerful, and her message is clear. She wants a church built on the hill to be near her people. But who would believe a poor peasant? Juan Diego presents himself to the bishop, Juan de Zumárraga, but is met with skepticism. "A sign," asks the bishop, and the Virgin responds. She causes Castilian roses to bloom on the dry, barren hill, out of season, and asks Juan Diego to gather them in his tilma, a simple agave fiber cloak. When Juan opens the tilma before the bishop, the roses fall to the ground, and an extraordinary image appears. It is her, the Virgin of Guadalupe, imprinted indelibly, as if painted by the hand of God. But what makes this image so special? What makes it different from any other sacred icon? It's not just a painting, it's a mystery that science cannot explain. Let's find out together. Juan Diego's tilma is the beating heart of Guadalupe devotion. But what is it exactly? Imagine a rough fabric made from agave fibers, a material so fragile it should have disintegrated within a few decades. And yet, nearly 500 years later, this tilma is still intact, displayed in the Basilica of Guadalupe, visited by millions of pilgrims every year. How is this possible? Scientists have studied this object for centuries, and what they discovered is astounding. In 1666, a commission of artists and scholars examined the image and declared it bore no signs of conventional painting. The colors seemed to hover on the surface, without penetrating the fibers, as if imprinted by a supernatural source. In 1791, an accident should have destroyed it. Muriatic acid was accidentally spilled on the tilma, but the image self-repaired without human intervention. And then there are the eyes of the Virgin. In 1929, a photographer, Alfonso Marque Gonzalez, noticed something extraordinary in the image's negatives. In the eyes of the Virgin, a scene is reflected, a man, perhaps Juan Diego, standing before the bishop. In the 1970s, Dr. Jose Asta Tonsman, using advanced technology, discovered up to 13 figures in the pupils, arranged like a real photograph, obeying the optical laws of a living human eye. How can an image on fabric contain such complex reflections? And that's not all. The Virgin's starry mantle is a celestial map. The stars correspond to the configuration of the sky above Mexico City on December 12, 1531, during the winter solstice. Some scholars have even noticed that overlaying the stars and flowers of the tilma onto a musical pentagram produces a celestial melody, a song of divine harmony. Is it possible that a simple peasant with a piece of coarse cloth received such a perfect sign? Or is there something greater, something inviting us to look beyond? But before we answer, let's return to that day in 2007, because what happened in the Basilica might hold the key to understanding everything. It's May 1st, 2007, and the Basilica of Guadalupe is filled with the faithful. The Mass is dedicated to unborn children, a theme that touches many hearts. The atmosphere is full of emotion. Marian hymns echo through the sacred walls. But at the end of the celebration, something unexpected happens. Those present hold their breath. The image of the Virgin on the tilma seems to change. According to witnesses, the image fades, as if the Virgin is withdrawing to reveal a radiant glow, a light that seems to emerge from her womb. It is a living, pulsing light that envelops the faithful in a silence full of wonder. Some take photographs, and what appears in the images is startling. a luminous aura, almost like a heavenly embrace, seemingly emerging from the very belly of the Virgin. What does this phenomenon mean? For many, it's a sign of the Virgin's spiritual motherhood, a message of protection for unborn life in a world that often forgets it. The light from the Virgin's womb seems to say, "I am here, I am the mother of all." But the Church, in its prudence, has not yet declared this event an official miracle. Some skeptics speak of an optical effect, a play of light in the basilica. And yet, the images circulate, testimonies multiply, and the hearts of the faithful beat stronger. Watch the images from that day, available online, and ask yourself, is it just a reflection, or is it an invitation to believe more deeply? Stay with us, because the meaning of this event is tied to the devotion that made Our Lady of Guadalupe the mother of an entire nation. In the 1980s, a team of scientists led by a Mexican physicist conducted a little-publicized investigation of the tilma, using advanced spectroscopy to analyze the pigments. What they discovered is nothing short of shocking. Not only did the colors not match any known pigments from Juan Diego's time, but thermal imaging revealed a disturbing anomaly. The tilma appeared to maintain a constant temperature of approximately 36.6 degrees Celsius, the same as a living human body. How can a piece of cloth exposed for centuries emit a heat that resembles life itself? The researchers, stunned, tried to replicate the phenomenon in the lab, but every experiment failed. Some members of the team, initially skeptical, confessed to having felt a sense of reverence, as if they were touching something sacred, something that transcended science. This detail, never fully disclosed to the public, was reported in a confidential document but leaked among devout circles, fueling the belief that the tilma is not just an image, but a living relic, a sign of the Virgin's continued presence. Could it be that the Virgin left such a powerful imprint, a heartbeat that still pulses for us today? Stay with us, because the meaning of all this is connected to a devotion that has captured the world. Our Lady of Guadalupe is not just an image. She is a symbol of unity, hope, and love. When she appeared to Juan Diego, she chose an indigenous man, a humble one, to deliver her message. With her mestizo features and her speech in Nahuatl, the Virgin drew close to the oppressed, creating a bridge between indigenous and Spanish cultures. The solar glyph at the center of her image, a sacred Aztec symbol, transformed the faith of millions who saw in her the mother of the true God. Today, Guadalupan devotion is a flame burning around the world. Every December 12th, the basilica fills with songs, flowers, and pilgrims singing Las Mañanitas to their Virgencita. The Virgin is patroness of Mexico, the Americas, and since 2008 of unborn children, a title that makes the 2007 event even more powerful. The faithful bring ex-votos, recount healings, conversions, and reunited families. How many times have you heard of a Guadalupan miracle? Maybe you have a testimony to share. The tilma, with its mysteries, is a reminder that God speaks through simple signs: a piece of cloth, a peasant, a mother. The event of May 1st, 2007 is not just a curiosity. It is an invitation. The light from the Virgin's womb reminds us that Mary is the mother of life, the one who brings Christ to the world. In an age where the sanctity of life is often questioned, this sign calls us to reflect, to pray, and to defend God's love for every creature. Juan Diego's tilma, with its unexplainable wonders, is an open book that tells of God's presence. Science can study it, but only faith can fully understand it. As the Virgin said to Juan Diego, "Am I not here, I who am your mother?" These words still echo, especially when we look at that glow from 2007. If this video moved you, leave a like, share it with someone in need of hope, and subscribe to the channel for more stories of faith. And now, tell us in the comments, do you believe the 2007 event is a divine sign? Do you have a Guadalupan story to share? Our Lady of Guadalupe is more than an image. She is a mother who walks with us, who guides us with her starry mantle toward her son. Juan Diego's tilma, with its mysteries, and the 2007 event with its light, are calls to never stop believing. Whether you are a pilgrim in the basilica or watching this screen, the Virgin looks at you and says, "Do not be afraid." Take a moment. Close your eyes. Feel the presence of the Virgencita. Then move forward, knowing she is always with you.